Well, Burkina Faso's government denies that the army has seized control of the country. This after exchanges of gunfire took place at multiple army bases, including two in the capital, Ouagadougou. Soldiers are said to have rebelled as they demanded the sacking of military chiefs and more resources to fight militants. Hundreds of people came out in support of the troops and torched the ruling party's headquarters. The government says the crisis has been contained, dismissing rumors of a new coup attempt just over a week after 11 soldiers were detained for allegedly plotting one. Joining me now to talk about this is Africa analyst Dr. Charles Sinkala. Dr. Sinkala, good evening and thank you very much for your time. And what is this? Is this army takeover? Is the government trying to conceal what is actually happening there? What's the analysis?
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening to you, and thank you very much for having me. Firstly, I'd like to begin to say that as at Friday, 21st January, according to the United Nations, Africa hosts about 1.3 billion people in Africa, and with a population growth rate of about 2.4%, that equates to about 33 million people every year are integrated into Africa. And the call for capacity in terms of governance can never be overemphasized as the population grows. Hence, we can see these conflicts which are ravaging African states. Burkina Faso, particular, is not a country that is isolated for such statistics. Yes, we can see that the protests just prior to the violence or the military firing some arms in the barracks this morning and this afternoon, has been a result of very mixed reactions, either the protest of the incapacitation of the military wing and the budget to provide security to the citizens to fight the mushrooming insurgencies, and as well as the capacity to provide the food rations to the military officers who are complaining bitterly. So it could be some protest by the army, within the barracks to fire in the air, but we can see that Burkina Faso hasn't been an angel in terms of coup d'etats. Coup d'etats has ravaged the West African countries. As we are speaking, Mali as well as other Niger as well, there was an attempted coup. So, looking at the situation there and the history of West Africa, and particularly Burkina Faso, we can see that this was a botched coup d'etat, which could not take off. And we can see that the president's whereabouts is not fully understood. Only the defense minister who came to assure the people that everything is okay. But, there is also some civilians and the people the Burkinabes, who are demanding that the military should take over. This is unprecedented in the history of Africa, when now we find that more citizens now they are calling for the military to preside over the governance. We can see it in Mali that it's a problem. Again, we have people again protesting that the juntas must give back the power to the civilian government.
Yeah. So these rumblings of discontent you're saying are not just from the army ranks, but actually they are beginning to be echoed by a wider population. And there's a new government, fairly new, I think 8th of December 2021 is when this new government came into power. What is the challenge here? There's a new government in place, but peace is still elusive. What is the government failing to do?
Look, as I mentioned, as the population grows, the economic activities must grow. The participation in terms of capacitation of government to look after the citizens also must grow, and many other aspects of society must grow to provide opportunities to the young men and women who have been integrated into those countries. And if you find that many young men and women are not having a fair deal in terms of